Cheers to friends and mimosas. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Miss Cookie Baker, but you really are a baker.
Yes, I do actually bake cookies. Yes, that's why I chose the name Cookie Baker, because I just thought it was kind of funny. And I decided to spell it cookie with a K because it's just ridiculous.
How long has Miss Cookie Baker been here?
Oh my gosh, I really can never even remember the exact date because it's been so long, but I really think it might be pushing 10 years maybe, and maybe longer. It's sad that I don't even know how old I am. It's because I'm old.
You do stop counting that after a
Right,
while.
because I'm old. I'm old, so it doesn't even matter.
Oh, come on.
I know I've been doing it for so long that I know that the dance tights used to be good when I first started, and now they're trash. I know that much. The quality of these dance tights has gone down, and I wear like 5 to 7 pairs at a time. And I actually have pairs of tights from when I first started that are holding up better than the new ones.
That's crazy,
It's a damn
right?
shame.
That
It's
is crazy.
it really is hard to be a woman when you're a man. I tell you what, it is so difficult.
So how long have you been a baker?
So I'm co-owner of Chicken Scratch. I can say co-owner, but as of next month, I will be solo owner.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. So we've been in business for 18 years,
Okay.
Oh, wow.
and my business partner and her family are moving. So, it's not like an ugly divorce or anything. It's just they're moving, so I'm just, going to buy her out, and now I'll be the sole owner of Chicken Scratch.
You're in Lockport?
We're in Galliano.
Okay.
And we're way down south.
What's in the shop? Is it baked goods?
No, so our shop is sort of hard to explain. So we do catering,
Okay.
and we also have like a retail store that we have jellies, dip mixes, like jambalaya mixes.
Okay.
And then we also, like, around the holidays, we'll do, like, pies, like, fruitcake cookies, different, like, seasonal treats. But we're not like a bakery in the sense that we have a bakery case that you can just come and buy fresh baked goods. It's more like shelf-stable things that we sort of bake, especially around the holidays.
And also catering?
Yes, and full-service catering as well.
Okay.
And we also do dry catering as well, too.
And you do cookies, I'm guessing. Like, you don't do cookies?
We do some. But the problem with cookies is they're so beautiful, but they're so time consuming that it comes into like a numbers game, and it's like in the same amount of time that it takes me to make 3 dozen custom cookies, I can cater a wedding.
Sure. Would someone call you for decorated
we
cookies?
do. Yeah, that is something too. And we also offer private classes as well.
Oh,
As you guys just attended today. So me and Madison met on the set of Christmas Cookie Challenge for the Food Network.
Okay.
And we just like instantly clicked because we were just like, oh my God, we were like both like kindred spirits. Like we're both from the South. I mean, she's from like North Texas, and I'm from South Louisiana. So it's kind of like, different state, but sort of same small country bumpkin, So we just immediately clicked, and we stayed in touch, and I was like, oh my God, Madison, like, we have to do something together. Like, what can we do? I was like, I, like, produce drag shows. You do cookie decorating classes online. I was like, you got to come down to New Orleans, and we have to do something so ridiculous and over the top. And I think we might have nailed it.
Yeah.
I think you nailed it.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was
Good,
fun.
yeah.
Yes.
And it was our first one, so we didn't know like what to expect, and it was like really hard to explain it to people. So it was like it's a drag show, but it's cookie decorating, so it's kind of like a drag brunch, but instead of brunch, it's like a hands-on snacktivity of cookie decorating. That when you're done, you can eat it.
Yeah.
So hence the term snacktivity. And people just looked at us like we were crazy, and I was like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, we're going to have a little cookie that looks like a drag queen that you have to put clothes on, like a paper doll.
Yeah.
And we're going to teach you the skills, and you can sort of make your own journey and your own destiny.
Perfect. Whose idea was the paper doll?
I think that was like, it was sort of like this, like, blender of ideas of Madison and I, and
That was perfect.
we were trying to figure out what we were going to do, and she was like, I have this edible printer, like we can print our faces. And I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. because it was just so ridiculous.
Yeah. So you were on the Food Network Cookie Challenge.
Food Network's Christmas
Christmas
Cookie
Cookie
Challenge.
Challenge.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the process to get on there?
So the interviewing process for that is different for lots of people. Normally, if you want to apply, you can go online, fill out an application, and then they ask for photographs and different things, and then once they review your application, they'll call you back. I was a little different because I was contacted by them. So
Okay.
someone from the Food Network contacted me
Oh.
because it is sort of reality TV of sorts. So they like to have a different mix of people. So clearly they wanted a sassy Southern gay. And that's what they got. So,
Okay.
so it is different. They're actually casting right now for next Christmas.
Could you do it again if you wanted?
Sometimes they'll do like redemption rounds where people that didn't win, they'll
Okay.
bring them back. Sometimes they'll bring back winners
Would
and
you
do like an
it?
all
Would
winners.
you do it again?
I don't know. It's a lot. I mean, it was fun, but it is a lot of work. And then you also have to take time away from work.
True.
But-
How long were you there?
We filmed for 3 days.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So it's like 2 travel days, 3 days. It takes about 5 days.
Right. So what was the experience like on set?
So it is very intense.
It looks intense.
And you can't even see half of like what's really there. Because there's 4 contestants to start. I think there was like 8 or 9 cameramen, plus producers, plus so many other behind the scenes folks. So you don't see the over 100, I think, other people that are there making it all happen. And it doesn't look very big on TV, but it is a very massive room where everything is spread out. So when they like pan on someone running, like we're really having to run and book it
Really?
across the set to
Okay.
get
Wow.
everything. And like the cameramen are kind of like in the middle, and there's just like people everywhere. And then the producers are coming in and like asking questions. And whenever you do something, they want to know what you're doing, why you're doing it. So you're having to like have this conversation with someone
you're
who's
doing
not
it.
even there
Right.
while you're doing this, and
Yeah.
you're trying to like get math done in your head because you're trying to like remember your recipes and make sure you get it right. And then they're asking you all these damn questions, and they want to know why you're doing this and why you're doing that, and you're just like, I don't even know why I'm doing this, and
Right.
this may not even turn out, but I don't have time to remake it, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna have messed it up for another 10 to 15 minutes when I open the oven door, and hope to God it's right, because if it's not, it's not like you have
And
time to
y'all were
redo
being
it.
timed.
Oh yes, and the time, it's not
How many
pretend.
minutes did you get to do a cookie? Or
Oh my gosh,
was it
I
an
think
hour?
the first challenge was 90 minutes?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't even remember.
And then they like,
I say
you
okay,
have
but
10 minutes
yeah.
left, and they're in your face talking to
Yeah.
you, trying to carry on a conversation.
And there is no countdown. There's no countdown clock for you
They're
to
So
know.
telling
they're just saying you got 20 minutes left.
While they're trying to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the host will come up and ask you questions and want to like, have a little sit and chat. And it's just like, I don't have time. And then like,
Can we talk later?
right, and like every station has like a home oven, but like I don't know how to use a home oven. That's not what I use at work. I have like big
Oh.
convection ovens, and it does make different. So the convection oven was way across the room. So I had set a timer, but I couldn't hear it because
Yeah.
I was like, a couple of 100 feet away, having mid-conversation, and then it hit me. I was like, oh yes, the cookies are probably done. They were so done. Which they didn't say they were overdone, which they totally were overdone.
Were they?
Because I couldn't hear the timer.
Oh,
And
okay.
it only takes me 10 minutes, and they were probably in there for a good 15 to 20.
Did you plan out the cookie you were gonna make before you got there?
No, so there's like a whole, it's like a whole process.
Okay.
But yeah,
So
It's
you
very
have to
stressful.
decide there. right then and
You
there.
gotta wing it, like you have
Yeah,
to
and
say
they sort of give you twists,
I
and
was
like,
gonna
you know,
say
you have secret ingredients, and then
Okay.
that changes, and then you think you might know what you're doing, and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you have to incorporate this peach cobbler in your cookie. Have fun. See you in 2 hours. You know, it's like, yay! You know, and it's like so
And then
stressful.
the decorations, they don't tell you you have to come up with cowboy theme or
No, you just
you know it right then and there when they tell.
and you just
Oh
have to
my God.
get it together, and I'm not a professional cookie decorator by trade. So I knew going into this that whatever I had to do, like my thing would not be detailed. Like I know I cannot sit there and do this very intricate. So I knew that, you know, if they tell me that it has to be 6 inches tall, I was like, well, I can go for a foot. And it might be ugly, but it's going to be big. So it's going to count for something. And it's also easier to decorate something when it's bigger.
Right.
So I just went with the motto, you know, go big or go home. And I didn't go home, so I
No.
made it to the end. So,
Congratulations.
well, thank you. Yeah, it was very stressful. Like, I don't know if I would do it again because my nerves is bad.
Yeah.
But it really was fun, and you know, you meet a lot of other cookie people. So, like I said, Madison. I mean, she's come down. This is her second time that she's come down, and I mean, we hang out, we just have fun, and it just goes to show you that like she's also a cookie decorator, but she doesn't really do like cookies where you buy by the dozen. She does more of like the online tutorial subscription based aspect.
She does the teaching part of it.
Yes.
Okay.
This is why she did the teaching portion of
Right.
the event today, because I was like, you're good at teaching.
This one, you should have a right to
Getting things
Tasting,
together.
yeah. We get to taste your cookie that you.
Yes, so the sugar and spice cookie that we did, which was the crown
Okay.
and the little cha-cha heels today, was the first round cookie that I did. So that was the cactus and the cowboy frog,
Okay.
because the theme was country Christmas. So I like love vintage Christmas. So I love like the old vintage aluminum Christmas trees. So I was trying to figure out how I can like make what I wanted to do work. So that's why I did like the aluminum cactus
Yeah.
Christmas tree with the light.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, you know, a Santa, a cowboy, a bullfrog, stretch and a reach, because, you know, it's cowboy, well, it's a bullfrog, I'm from the South, like,
Yeah.
it worked in my head. I did get some grief for it, 'cause they were like, well, it's a frog. I was like, it's a bullfrog. The bullfrog, it's got a hat on, like Santa Claus, but it's a cowboy hat. I was like, work with me now, you see what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to think outside the box.
Yeah.
I was like, I could have did a cow, but it's a little too on the nose for me.
But it worked.
Yeah, I mean, it got me through. They
Yeah.
must have liked it or something.
So I told one of my friends from Raceland that I was coming to interview you. That Cookie brought drag queens to the Bayou.
I did. Yes, we did. We did. Oh my gosh, yeah. So
It was a bingo?
yeah, we did a lot of drag stuff. Actually, I think the first thing that we ever did was actually on the back road at the Voodoo Lounge. We had drag shows there
Okay.
before anywhere else ever even thought about it. Yes, I had met with Flower and we did some drag shows. And not only did we do drag shows, we did 5 sold out shows in 3 days.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
In a weekend. It was like a Dragapalooza weekend of crazy drag shows.
Wow. I didn't hear about it.
But I don't know if we did that first or the drag bingo, but we did do a huge drag bingo at the Cutoff Youth
That's
Center.
what she told me.
Yeah, it was like 500 people at a venue that should have had no more than 350.
Wow.
In the summer, it was hot, honey.
It was hot.
That
Very
is-
hot. It was very crowded, but we raised a lot of money for the Cutoff Youth Center that needed it because, you know, they have a lot of activities for the youth of, you know, the Bayou region. And, you know, we made them more money for that damn drag bingo than they did for a freaking fair. Okay, and that is the truth.
That is crazy. So what is the best part of being a drag queen?
Oh my gosh, getting home and taking your high heels off. That is the best part. And taking these boobs off and putting them on the floor. That
Many
is
women wish they could do that as
right. I'm telling you, they came with the
Yeah.
dress. Just take them off and just throw them. No,
well. That's funny.
well, People do drag for different reasons. People do it for a form of expression. People do it for all sorts of reasons. I do it, one, because it's fun, and also I like to educate people, because people think drag queens are these awful, I don't like Satan himself in a dress. Honey, we do not have that kind of time, nor do we have the energy to be opening up portals to hell, grooming children, and all of these other crazy things that they think, brainwashing people. Honey, we are glamorous clowns trying to bring joy to people's lives. And it's like, if you don't want a drag queen to read to your kid, then don't bring your kid to a library to a drag queen reading event. So you know what? Then you stay home and you read to your kid. But if Susie next door wants to bring her kid to Drag Queen Story Hour, then what business is that of yours? I personally do not like kids. Kids are sticky. They're covered with germs. But you know what? Kids think that I'm a Disney princess, and I love them for that. But you know what? Kids don't have money.
Right.
Someone's got to pay for all this glamour.
You always love performing?
Well, it's so weird how this started. It started as like a complete joke. It started as like a fundraiser for like in gay culture, when there's like someone that needs like a fundraiser, they do like like drag show benefits.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of how it started, and then like dressing up for Halloween and different things like that, and then it just sort of like snowballed into like just doing it more and more, and then I'm just like, I'm spending all this money for all these fundraisers, and I'm like, who's gonna raise funds for me? Someone's gotta pay for all this drag. So it started out as a joke, and then it just like sort of snowballed into doing it more and more. And at the time, Lucky Pierre's had opened, and it's no longer open. May she rest in peace. But it was actually a drag bar on Bourbon Street. It was on the 700 block, and they had about 18 drag queens on staff. They were open 7 days a week and did shows at 5, 7, 9, and 11, and sometimes 1. I was never working that late, but I would only work on the weekends when I didn't have catering, so I would typically work Saturdays and Sundays, and I would do 8 shows a night. So I would do, let's see, 5, 7, 9, 11, so 4 shows. Okay. 4 shows a night, 8 shows a weekend. Most queens do like 1 show a month, maybe 1 a week. I was doing 4 a day for 2 days, so like 8 shows. So I did that for about a year and a half. And then at the time, there was someone that was the host of the show, and then they didn't work there anymore. So one day, they just like threw the clipboard and the microphone at me, and they were like, oh yeah, by the way, Cookie, you're going to host the show. Let's just say she did not kill it. It was very bad. But sometimes, when you're thrown into the wolves, you have no choice. You sink or swim, and you might not sink, and you might not be swimming, and you're kind of drowning, but like you're gasping up for air. But then eventually you get your stride, and you figure it out. And you said earlier how you like my hosting style, but when you host 8 shows a weekend for a year and a half, you put the hours in, and you sort of not so much learn what works, but you learn what doesn't work, and you also learn how to like read a room.
Yeah.
So which is always fun, because when we do different events, especially stuff like this, we never know who's going to be there. We can kind of assume, but we don't know until we come out, and I get on that mic, and I just sort of put my little pinky toe out and just sort of test the line and see how it's going to be. And sometimes you have a crowd that's into it, sometimes you have a crowd that's kind of not. And, it's like sort of the host and MC's job to kind of get everyone involved, even though they don't want to be. And the ones that don't want to be there and just have that look on their face, you have to break them. You have to break them.
How do you break them?
Well, it depends. You gotta figure it out.
Okay.
And this drag queens, we can smell fear. One of our many talents.
What does your family think about Miss Cookie Baker?
Well, at first I did drag for almost 2 years without my family knowing.
Oh.
Yeah. And own a small business. in South Louisiana. I didn't own it myself. I had a business partner. So, like, out of respect for her, I didn't want to, like, come out as a drag queen because people are just like, oh, it's bad enough he's gay, but he's a drag queen. He wants to be a woman. No, I am a man who dresses in drag for work. This is a uniform. So much like a stewardess has their little sassy skirt combo and maybe a hat, I just happen to wear very shiny things, lots of jewelry. But yeah, these are like uniforms.
Okay.
So at first, when they found out, they weren't too keen about it because they were just like, oh my God, he wants to be a woman. I'm just like, no, you didn't listen. I'm a drag queen. I am an illusionist. I present as a glamorous clown for the entertainment of others, and I do it for financial gain. So when my mom found out, she was like devastated. And then, I got my income tax paper in, and, I got my W-2 or W-9 from working at Lucky Pierre's. And I just like threw that down on the table, and I was like, and she was like,
Oh, maybe.
This is why I do what I do.
I was like, this is why I do drag mother.
Yeah.
Paid off the student loans from college. Like, it's a job. And it started off as like just a little side hustle, and then it sort of grew, and then, you could never find places that sold rhinestones, like all these little embellishments locally. So I started ordering them. So now I have a whole online store where you can get loose rhinestones,
Okay.
the theatrical grade makeup that we use. So it's like sort of a one-stop shop, and I not only sell to drag queens, but also like dance competitions,
Right.
dance studios.
Well, what's your store, your shop?
So my shop is MissCookieBaker.com,
Okay.
and if you go to that website, it's Cookie with a K. You can see I have like categories for like rhinestones, makeup. If I do like special events, I'll post tickets for those. And we do different things throughout the year. Sometimes we'll do special events like this. We'll do drag brunches and things. We'll put it on the website as well. I also have like merchandise, just like silly things like coffee cups. One that says "Good morning, asshole," and it's like me with a cigarette hanging out the mouth. Just looking just done. It just sets the mood. It lets people know like, don't try it this morning. Like just let it go. And just fun stuff like that. T-shirts maybe, I don't even know. But yeah, there's lots of rhinestones. I have well over 1 million rhinestones in stock. Different shapes, sizes, colors. This has like a few little crystals. This is like chain, you can't see it, but it's like yardage of chain that I just like painstakingly hand sewed to my skirt. I bought this off the rack, but I did add some aftermarket accessories.
How long does it take you to put on your makeup?
So today, I woke up at 5 a.m.
Okay.
Got out of bed, jumped in the bath, shaved everything that you can see. So just like arms, legs. You don't see it, I'm not shaving it because I don't have time. Because it's bad enough I'm waking up at 5 a.m. So then I shaved my body, luxuriated in a bubble bath. Then I did shave my face. Believe it or not, I do have like a couple of like little chin hairs. Actually had like an actual beard today. There was a lot because I hadn't done drag in a minute because I've been busy with other stuff. So got up at 5, so shaved, made coffee for Madison and breakfast. We had bagels.
Okay.
And then we had to be here for 9. So it took me about 2 hours.
Okay. And that's
So like getting me. Yeah, I like 3 because I like to piddle. I like to have a snack, snack. Maybe have a little inspirational cocktail or glass of wine, maybe sit down for a spell.
Well, I will say,
Reflect.
your makeup's gorgeous.
Well, thank you. It was
I'm
rushed.
looking at that eye makeup. And
Oh, thank you. It's a whole lot. I did it quick today. Yeah, this was about an hour and a half.
Wow. Your drag persona as another person or an extension to yourself?
That's a very good question. So, I mean, like, you really want to ball down and get technical. I mean, I am still the same person.
Right.
But there is something special about when you, like, put the jewelry on and the heels you really like you turn into a different person, and a drag queen can get away with a lot more stuff than just a regular person. Because sometimes it does get me in trouble because I'm like at a drag and I'll make a snarky comment, and I'm like, ooh, a little harsh. But if I'd have been in drag, it would have been hilarious. So sometimes I have to
Yeah.
check and be sure before I open my mouth because I'm like, oh, that might be bitchy. But if a drag queen says it, it's cute, it's funny, it's a joke. But no, it is. I mean, it is kind of the same person, but it's a little different because when I am in drag, I feel like it is sort of like a little code of protection
Okay.
that I can, do a little bit more because I'm Cookie Baker. She's
Yeah.
glamorous. She's,
Right.
she's like, imagine like your drunk aunt from the country living in a double wide, and she wins the lottery, and then she thinks she's like glamorous and like a who's who. That's sort of who Cookie Baker is. She's like she is as country as they come, but she also lives in the city, and she thinks she's like highfalutin. But at the end of the day, she's just a country bumpkin trash. But we use the term trash as a term of endearment because she's drawn to shiny things. She's
Okay.
as sweet as a can of peaches.
Well, that was kind of like what my last question was. What does being a drag queen allow you to do or express that you couldn't in normal?
Oh, I mean, you can say shit that normally you couldn't say.
Yeah.
You can just like do the eye roll and the,
Had to buy us some wigs.
and sometimes you just have to just grab your purse. You just gotta go. You're just like, I'm not touching that. It's like asking. Thank you. It's been fun. And that's the beauty when you're doing drag. You're just like, my beard's coming through, honey. Gotta go use the ladies' room.
That's funny.
That's the beauty of it.
So, what do you want to plug? An Instagram?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So you can find me on Instagram at Miss Cookie Baker. That's MISSKOOKIEBAKER.com. Not .com. That's my website. But it is the same. The website and Instagram is Miss Cookie Baker. Also, I'm on Facebook, Cookie Baker. That's Cookie with a K. Also on Chicken Scratch.
Okay. And
You
what's
can-
the address?
We are at 17363 East Main Street. So we are 3 streets north of Cherami Cemetery.
Okay.
So we between the South Lafourche Lift Bridge and the Galliana Pontoon Bridge.
What's the day? All 5 days?
We're typically open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 4.
Okay.
And during the holidays, we're open longer than that. And we also do like different pop-up markets and stuff. But yeah, and you can also find us online at chickenscratchllc.com where you can see all of our products.
Cool. Would you rather? Okay.
This will be fun.
Would you rather be able to see your own future or be able to see other people's future?
Oh, probably other people's future because, oh God, I don't even want to know. Half the time, I don't even know what I'm doing day after tomorrow, so I don't want to know what I'm going to have to do later.
Does it make you anxious to know what you have to do tomorrow, or?
No, the thing is, you see, I'm like 2 different people. Basically, I'm 2 different people that runs 2 different businesses in 2 different places. So it does get a little overwhelming if you try and look at all of it at once. And I'm also Capricorn, and I'm so like a little like, but like, I do plan ahead, but like, I'll go like distant future, but when it comes to like a week, I have to take it like a week at a time and then day by day and break that up into little segments.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it can get overwhelming.
Yeah. What would you do? Future or?
Other people, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to
I'm
know.
the same.
No, if I'm gonna know the
Good.
future, I just want to know like the lotto numbers.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And like
It's
the ones for like
beneficial.
next week.
Yeah.
Like not like instant gratification.
Would you rather eat a delicious meal without utensils or a not so good meal with utensils?
Oh honey, if it is a delicious meal, I won't even use my hands. I'll just shove my face in it. You know.
You can find something to use for a utensil,
Oh,
right?
that's a no-brainer. I just want good food.
Yeah.
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 And a play on that question is, would you rather go to a really nice restaurant with terrible service or an okay restaurant with amazing service?
Oh.
I'm
I
gonna
would probably do the okay
I'm gonna do the
restaurant.
okay restaurant.
With service. 'Cause
That-
it's all about the
yes.
service.
I am
Absolutely.
using that would you rather for another one. Okay, that's a
Well, I
good one.
think
Because you know what? We all go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
And we know that it's going to be shit food, but you know what? You get it when you need it.
Yeah. That's a good one. Would you rather have to tell everyone you meet I love you or never be able to say I love you again?
I honestly cannot walk around and tell everyone that I love them because that would be a blatant lie.
Okay.
So probably just say that I don't love them.
So you would never be able to say I love you to anyone ever again? Not even the person you really love?
No, because I would just say something like, I tolerate you. And I feel like that says a lot about me and them as a person. I tolerate you.
Okay,
Put that on a Christmas card. It'll be available on MissCookieBaker.com next Valentine's Day, because people say Valentine's Day.
Valentine's.
Not Tines. Valentine's. Valentine's Day.
to end. We giving you 3 wishes. What are they?
Oh, 3 wishes?
Yeah.
Ugh, that's like a loaded question, because you can wish for, well, I'm not going to wish for more wishes, because it's stupid.
Yeah,
You only
can.
get 3.
Yes.
Ah, so stupid. Now I'm going to have to be that cliche bitch. That it's just like, I wish that I would just, and not so much me, but everyone around me would just be happy. Because if they're happy, I'll be happy, you know? And I'm already happy enough. It's just these miserable bitches around me, you know? It's just like, girl, sometimes you just gotta give little titty twisters and just like, smile, girl. It's not that serious. You woke up this morning, girl. You know, just be happy. So I would say that everyone around me would be happy. That, you know, world peace. You know, world peace. And I'm thinking of something, but I can't say it. But I'm just going to think it to myself.
Okay.
Third wish would be, this is so hard, these thought-invoking questions.
We get to find out the real
I guess a
Miss
damn
Cookie.
cure for cancer. Can we finally
like
get rid of
that.
that shit?
I like that. That's a good one.
I mean, I know it's out there, shit.
Well, cheers to 3 wishes. We hope you get them.
Me too,
Cheers.
hell.
Cheers.
Or die trying.
Cheers to new friends.
To new friends.
Cheers, everyone.